For more tips for your trips, please like and subscribe.
For the Animation Academy, please welcome your sketch artist, Alex Maher.
Hello. Welcome to Epcot International Festival of the Arts. I have to say, this is my favorite festival. I mean, I'm an artist, so I love going around and seeing all the art inspires me. I do art for Disney, of course. I've been doing this since 1991. It's a long time, about 35 years. So, in that amount of time, and I've drawn quite a few characters for Disney. Not as much as the newer ones, the CG ones, the computer-generated ones. I'm more the traditional kind of an artist. So I love drawing Mickey and all the other characters that were all hand-drawn back in the day. And we get to choose which characters we'd like to draw. So earlier I drew Sorcerer Apprentice Mickey. And this time, I'm going to draw one of my favorite characters. I've done a couple paintings of him over the years, and he's just a great little elephant. I'm going to draw Dumbo. So, yeah. He's a little more of a challenge to draw, so it might take the whole time. If we have a little bit of time left, if you have any questions, maybe you can answer some questions, that'd be great. So hopefully we can get through this pretty quick. And we're just going to pretty much concentrate on his head and, of course, the big ears. So. Anyway, we're going to start with circles. All our characters pretty much start with circles. And there's no mistakes here. We're going to do it all perfectly because we don't have erasers. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to try to stand here. Go ahead, right in the middle of the page, we're going to do, and we're going to go draw very lightly. Later on, we'll go ahead and kind of darken up our lines. Got a fairly small circle right about there. A lot of people don't realize, when Dumbo was released, it was actually the shortest animated feature to date. And actually, in history for Disney, it is the shortest animated feature. It's only 64 minutes long. And unfortunately, it came out at a bad time in American history. It came out right before, like a month or so, before when Pearl Harbor was bombed in December of 1941. It came out, I think it was released in October of 41. So it didn't get a huge box office for obvious reasons. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start doing some lines here. So just bear with me, we're gonna kind of just do some kind of almost like a little kind of curve like that. So from that circle, kind of come down and something like that. And from there, let's go ahead and do a very large oval, very lightly, coming outside of that circle, that line we just did. Kind of come all the way around. See that? Yeah. And just for reference, we always put guidelines, kind of figure out where we want the features to go. Kind of figuring out where I want the center line of his head and where I want his eyes to rest. Does anybody know Dumbo's real name? Yes, that was quick. That was awesome. What? Oh, I thought they said it. Oh, his name is Jumbo Jr. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna kind of curve this, almost like an S curve coming down to form his trunk. Just leave it like that. Just kind of getting the idea of how he's supposed to look. And I'm gonna start, I just wanna get a feel for where I want these ears to go. You can pretty much place them anywhere you like, as long as they're large. Both sides. I'll bring them around, curve it around. A lot of like them flopping on the ground. We're gonna go back on top. We're gonna do like a little bit of an oval, a little oval right about here, indicate the base of his clown hat. And then we can kind of do two little flares right there. And you can do kind of like a sorcerer hat like we did earlier, but kind of curve it around. Something like that. Now I want to indicate where his eyes are going to go. He's got these big oval eyes, but one is kind of like a little narrower because it's on the other side of his head there, right there. A little bit angled outwards, a little bit oval there, a little narrow. And then on this side, a little rounder, angled outwards. You see I'm kind of sketching it in very lightly. We're going to do the bottom of his trunk. We're going to go in and just kind of bring it down here and kind of make it smaller as it goes to the tip. Starting to come together now. We're going to form that cheek a little bit more on this side. Kind of add a line, kind of a curved line indicating the side of his head there. Now we're going to go back up to that line that we did the bottom line of his trunk, and we're going to do kind of a flattened laying down S curve, kind of like this. Kind of forms the bottom of his cheek there. And then just we're going to do like a V notch here, like a V shape, kind of forming his mouth. Let me know if I'm going too fast, I'm going too slow. We're good? Are we good? Yeah. And then that little form, that little mouth we made, let's go ahead and add the bottom lip. And you can pretty much darken that in. We're going to hold on to those lines. And maybe we can indicate a little bit of a tongue inside there. Now we're going to attempt to do a collar. He's got this nice, this cute little clown collar. And we're going to just kind of, you can just do like wave, like waves kind of up and down, kind of bring it all around. You say we're going right through the drawing. We're just going to do that lightly and kind of finish it up on that side. And once you get those lines, those curvy lines the way you like them, you can go ahead and kind of indicate the top of the curve of the collar. And maybe even if we do it, you can see the underneath it. And I'm going to go ahead and darken these in. He's got a stripe, so the collar, we're not doing color, but the collar is red, he's got a yellow stripe in it. So we're going to kind of indicate the same curve, but kind of going around, indicating the stripe in there. indicate a little bit of a stripe. Let's go ahead and add the end of his trunk. Do a little notch like this. Just indicate the end of his trunk. Now I'm going to go ahead and darken up that trunk line a little bit. And also over here on top. And he's got a couple little creases on the top of his trunk, like maybe 2 or 3, 4. Now we're going to go back over here on the side of his head, kind of darken these lines up. We're going to continue that line into a cheek. Kind of bring that all the way around. You can add a little more like that. And now we're going to go into the eye. We're going to darken up this eye. What we want to add is pupil in. I mean, his pupil kind of oval, and then a little like that. He's got these cute little eyelashes, not very long. And we want to make sure we add those cheeks under his eyes. Kind of anchors his eyes in there. Same on the other side. Go ahead and darken in those eyes. Large pupils. Lashes. It's coming together. Okay, we're getting there. Now he's got a couple of creases in his forehead. One is actually an eyebrow, the other are just creases. 3 on either side. Now we're going to go back and finish off this hat. Continue that curve around. Darkening those lines. Darkening those hat lines here. Now we're pretty much going to darken in some of these lines we're going to hold on to, top of his head. Now he's got, like I said, he's got those big ears, and he's got the fold of skin at the top of his ears. So just do 2 curved lines and taper them as they come down on both sides. Has anybody been on the Dumbo ride here at the park in Magic Kingdom? Yes. How about in Disneyland? Disneyland too, right? Yes. Well, you know, Disneyland, when they first created the Dumbo attraction, those ears would flop up and down. But they do not do that here anymore, anywhere at Disneyland either. It's too much mechanical issues. We're just gonna go ahead and finish up those ears. And continue this one on this side. And we're going to darken this cheek over here. And we'll go ahead and just shade in his eyes a little bit. And the inside of his nose. pretty good on time. You just kind of finished up the finishing touches. You can darken some of these lines in here, shade in some of the areas. Is everyone caught up? Are we good? Not how you draw Dumbo. Really quick. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Go ahead and make sure you sign your work. I always add a Circle C Disney. And sign your name to your drawing. Make sure you date it. If you want to remember this day, January 20th. And that's pretty much Dumbo for you. So if anybody, we have a few minutes, if anybody has any questions, please don't be shy, raise your hand. No one over here, I don't want to miss anyone, we're good. Oh, over there, yes. What was the inspiration for the movie Dumbo? You know, that's a good question. Oh man. It was based off a book, and Walt would collect a lot of different stories, and he loved the story of Dumbo, the little pachyderm. So I don't really know much more about the history about it, but yeah, that's a good question. I wish I had some of my friends that worked on the film were still here. You have another question? Yeah. Right. The computers are doing the drawing? Yes. Well, there are still creative people that create the drawing, but they're all formed with modeling, and they're all done in the computer. But there are still people who are actually forming the CG models to actually animate. So there are quite a bit of creative people still involved. So, am I self-taught? Yes, I am pretty much. Yes. My dad was an artist, so I just would draw and I'd show my dad. My dad would always critique my work, and that really helped me a lot. And then just taking drawing art classes throughout school and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just a love of drawing, really. Yeah. What is my favorite ride at Disney World? Oh man, I pretty much grew up here, so I've been here many times, and I love all the rides. Some of the rides are no longer here. Actually, one of my favorite rides is no longer here. One of my favorite attractions, I should say. I love, the train. I'm a big train guy, so I love going on the train every time I come to the park. So I should say the train, yes. My favorite Disney character that I've ever drawn? Boy, that's a lot, because that's a hard one, because I've drawn a lot of characters. My favorite, God, I love them all, I have to say, some of my favorites are from Lady and the Tramp. So I love Jock, the little Scotty. He's probably one of my favorites, and I've drawn him a few times, and he's a lot of fun to draw. So I could start naming, and I'll go on forever. Thanks for that question. I paint, yes, I actually do paint. I actually have in the gallery right here, I have a couple of paintings for the festival here. My favorite Disney movie? Oh, that's another hard one. I always default to Lady and the Tramp. Always. I love that film. But then I love Peter Pan, and I love Cinderella, and I love a lot of them. Yeah, I think we have another question over there. Yes. Have I ever drawn characters that were not picked up by Disney? I've been here 35 years, and I know I've done a few, but I cannot remember. I did a dinosaur for Animal Kingdom, like a character, but they did use him. It was called Tyrannosaurus Rex or something like that. And that was maybe 25 years ago, I don't remember, but yeah. But a lot of times we'll draw little incidental characters to go with some of the stuff we do, and they don't end up in the final product. But thank you for that, I appreciate that. Hey, one more question. Did I meet Walt Disney? That would have been a dream come true. No, unfortunately I was only like 4 years old when he passed. But I have met his daughter, and I've met several of his grandchildren. So that's been a lot of fun to talk to them. And of course, a lot of his animators that work with him. I got to know quite a few of the old timers that were here since the 30s. So yeah, that was fun. So thank you for coming, guys. I hope you have a great day. Have a wonderful day at Epcot. Thank you again. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Friends, thank you for joining us for this presentation of the Animation Academy.
For more tips for your trips, please like and subscribe.